From Museum Bank Indonesia, West Jakarta, welcome on House News. The Indonesian House, through the Indonesia-Belarus Parliamentary Friendship Group, explores new areas of cooperation with Belarus, including the development of halal-certified food products and the adoption of advanced waste management technologies. The Committee for Interparliamentary Cooperation, or BKSAP of the House, reinforces bilateral partnership between Indonesia and Belarus to promote practical cooperation in food security, waste management, and the healthcare sector. Member of BKSAP of the House Isvan Taufik Munggaran explained the discussion addressed potassium supply from Belarus as main source for Indonesia's fertilizer industry, which plays an important role in supporting agricultural production.
Mendorong kerjasama parlemen antar parlemen Indonesia dengan Belarusia, terus intens komunikasi terhadap win-win solution kedua belah pihak. Yang pertama, negara Belarusia itu kan menjadi penyumbang potasium bahan pupuk kepada negara Indonesia untuk mendukung ketahanan pangan. Lalu yang kami bahas lagi adanya alat pengelolaan sampah yang mana negara tersebut sangat maju dalam alat pengelolaan sampahnya. Nah, ada 13 produk susu yang akan dikirimkan ke Indonesia dan itu memerlukan dukungan sertifikasi halal dari ke badan terkait dan kami itu akan koordinasikan karena untuk mendukung program makan bergizi gratis.
In addition, this cooperation will also expand into the healthcare sector, with the Belarusian Ministry of Healthcare currently developing an education program for Indonesian students interested in pursuing medical studies in the country. Trihandoko, TVR Parliament, reports. The Legislative Committee received a courtesy visit from the Deputy Ambassador of Australia to exchange information on parliamentary systems, democratic governance, and legislative processes. The meeting also reaffirmed Indonesia-Australia ties and plans for more cooperation through new regulations. The Legislative Committee of the House held discussion with Australian counterparts to share insights on lawmaking processes and parliamentary practices. The dialogue is intended to enhance cooperation in parliamentary affairs and democratic governance between the two countries. Deputy Chairperson of Legislative Committee Martin Manurung stated the discussion with the Australian Deputy Ambassador to Indonesia highlighted key differences in political system, as Indonesia uses a presidential system while Australia operates under a parliamentary system. The meeting also covered Indonesia's ratification process for international agreements, considering the extensive bilateral cooperation between Indonesia and Australia in various sectors.
Nah, kemudian juga dari Australia ingin mengetahui bagaimana proses ratifikasi perjanjian-perjanjian, karena memang antara Indonesia dan Australia ini kan hubungannya sebenarnya cukup erat, dan ketika kita ingin meningkatkan hubungan kita tentu akan banyak perjanjian-perjanjian kerjasama. Di 5 tahun yang lalu kita juga sudah ratifikasi dari DPR ya, Indonesia Australia SIPA misalnya. Nah itu tentu ke depan akan banyak yang disusun lagi ya, supaya bisa hubungan Indonesia Australia itu semakin baik.
Furthermore, Martin Manurung mentioned Australia has provided support through cooperation with Bappenas and the Ministry of Home Affairs to improve the implementation of the One Data Indonesia program. This insight can be valuable input for the drafting of the One Data Indonesia bill, which is currently under discussion in the Parliament. Dodi Muharam, TVR Parliament, reports. A weakening rupiah is making Indonesia more attractive to foreign tourists as it lowers holiday costs. This is seen as a double-edged phenomenon, offering quick benefits to local traders, but also pointing to deeper structural challenges in the national economy. The depreciation of the Indonesian rupiah against several foreign currencies may provide a boost to the tourism sector as it reduces travel costs within Indonesia, particularly for international visitors. Chairperson of Commission 7 of the House, Saleh Partaunan Daulay, stated the increase in the number of foreign tourists is a positive development for the tourism sector. During their stay in Indonesia, tourists not only visit attractions but also spent on various goods and services, which is expected to stimulate economic activity in tourist destinations in Indonesia. However, he emphasized the phenomenon should not be viewed only as an increase in economic transaction, but must also be assessed in terms of who actually benefits from the economic gains generated by the rise in the foreign tourist arrivals.
Ini menggembirakan, tetapi ini tidak bisa dibiarkan, harus dipelajari fenomena ini. Dampak ekonomi yang dimunculkan itu apa? Jangan sampai kita senang merasa, oh ini kan nanti mereka datang bawa uang. Padahal yang menerima keuntungan daripada kedatangan orang-orang asing Indonesia itu adalah para pedagang saja, paham nggak? Yang punya toko, yang punya barang, ya kan? Sementara yang tidak punya toko, tidak punya barang, itu secara langsung dia tidak merasakan nih dampak daripada kedatangan mereka ke sini.
Amid ongoing pressure on the rupiah exchange rate, Saleh urged the government to stay alert to any potential economic impacts. He added, the increase in the number of foreign tourists should be seen as an opportunity to boost economic growth and strengthen Indonesia's competitiveness within the ASEAN region. TVR Parliament Report.
After the break, we have more information coming from Commission 13 of the House, so stay tuned on House News. Commission 13 urges stronger regulations and better coordination among agencies to prevent and address human trafficking more effectively. The House reminds the rising cases of modern slavery and human rights violations continue to weaken the protection of human rights.
In a hearing meeting with the several relevant institutions, Commission 8 of the House emphasized the need to enhance coordination and increasing awareness among officials in preventing human trafficking crimes. Member of Commission 8 of the House, Ali Mazi, pointed out the high number of human trafficking cases in Indonesia. He added, addressing the issue requires more effective measures, particularly through stronger interagency coordination and improved oversight at all levels.
Meminta bahwa rapat koordinasi dengan beberapa institusi hari ini, kita minta untuk meningkatkan kesadaran aparat yang diberi kewenangan oleh undang-undang atau negara terhadap tugas. Itu dulu. Rapat seperti ini kita disuguhkan terhadap laporan, data. Dan setiap tahun ada peningkatan. Nah, oleh karena itu bagaimana semua institusi yang ada itu membangun koordinasi terhadap tugas-tugas yang diberikan oleh negara atau undang-undang. Ini yang paling penting.
Additionally, Commission 8 hopes this meeting is used as a comprehensive evaluation for all stakeholders involved in combating human trafficking. Indonesia already has adequate legal frameworks, institutions, and personnel to prevent human trafficking. However, the House sees the main issues is the awareness among officials in carrying out their duties and responsibilities as mandated by the state. Julian, TVR Parliament reports.
Lawmakers remind the government to manage state finance more carefully, especially spending, as global uncertainty continues to affect the economy. With limited fiscal space, budget efficiency is important to support priority programs.
Member of Commission 11 of the House, Haris Turino, urged the government to adopt a more prudent fiscal policy in managing state finances, particularly state expenditure. This comes amid global uncertainty affecting the national economy. Haris mentioned the current fiscal room is extremely limited. As a result, budget efficiency measures are needed to sustain national priority programs. Haris proposed a review of the budget allocation for the Free Nutritious Meal program. He emphasized the program should prioritize those most in need, including school children in eastern Indonesia and remote regions. This approach would maximize its contribution to improving nutrition and supporting economic growth.
Ketika tekanannya seperti ini, ya kita harus telusuri apa sih akar dari permasalahan semua ini. Yang paling utama katakan mengenai fiskal, ya. Maka tentu fiskalnya harus lebih prudent, ya. Pengeluaran yang bisa dihemat, ya. Dihemat. Katakan ini adalah momentum perbaikan yang luar biasa setelah pergantian kepala BGN, ya. Ini momentum yang luar biasa bahwa memberi makan kepada rakyat Indonesia itu baik. Tetapi tentu di dalam ruang fiskal yang terbatas, kita harus bisa memilih dan memilah siapa sih yang layak untuk diberi makan bergizi gratis. Untuk teman-teman saudara-saudara kita yang di kawasan Indonesia Timur, yang masyarakat di kalangan ekonomi yang bawah, tentu mereka masih membutuhkan ini.
Furthermore, Harris said the government should prioritize measures to strengthen the rupiah's exchange rate against the US dollar. He hopes the Financial Sector Development and Reinforcement Law can be a framework to improve interagency coordination and strengthen alignment between fiscal and monetary policies. This is intended to reinforce market confidence in Indonesia's economic foundations and currency. TVR Parliament report.
And that concludes our house news for today. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.